1958. Mao Zedong, also known as Mao Zedong, the then leader of China, started a ruthless campaign which in turn became the worst ecological disaster known to mankind. Pest campaign. In 1958, Mao ordered the killing of 4 creatures: mosquito, fly, rat, and sparrow. This was the time when China saw sparrows as a threat and waged a war against them. But why? Chairman Mao thought that sparrows ate too many grains and blamed sparrows for getting in the way of the economic development of the People's Republic of China. You see, Mao intended to modernize and improve life in China, and the pest campaign was a part of it. But at what cost? The Chinese citizens were encouraged to take part in the Smash Sparrow campaign. The people of China had no option but to follow Mao Zedong's orders. The entire schools went marching in to kill sparrows. People built ladders and assembled their gongs. Rifle teams were given training for shooting the poor bird. Thousands of Chinese drummed for hours, so that sparrows relocated away from the trees and eventually would fall dead from the sky exhausted. Their nests were shot with guns, and the sparrow eggs were broken and destroyed. Millions of tree sparrows were massacred furiously by the Chinese. This incident nearly made the sparrows go extinct in the Chinese mainland. What began as a fun activity with a war cry finally led to a horrible catastrophe. Mao only thought sparrows destroyed the crops by eating grains, but little did Mao know that sparrows also consumed crop-damaging insects like locusts, along with the grains. The bizarre logic of killing the sensitive sparrows to save more cereals is still unthinkable. As a consequence, the sparrow population declined, and the locust population emerged from nowhere. Locusts successfully attacked the Chinese crops exponentially. The destruction of fields by locusts began and the grain production in China collapsed. People ran out of things to eat and millions starved. People started to eat other people. Thousands of people were murdered for food. This was the period of the Great Chinese Famine. In his book, Tombstone, Chinese journalist Yang Jixing estimated the deaths at over 36 million people. His book was published in the US and was quickly banned in China. Mao's decisions ultimately lead to a series of tragedies. Later Mao realized his mistakes and ordered to replace the birds for cockroaches and bedbugs in his campaign. To fight against the pests in the fields, China also imported sparrows from the Soviet. Here, the political ideology was valued above scientific principles. In fact, some writers report that Mao knew nothing about the animals and simply made blind decisions. Researchers at the Science Academy of China performed autopsy on the dead sparrows and determined that sparrows ate large amounts of bugs and agricultural pests. Mao thought that he can conquer and control nature, for only did he knew that he never will be able to. The whole world knows about the Jewish Holocaust, but what about the Great Chinese Famine? Little does the world know about the butchery bloodbath by the Chinese. Even the Chinese Wuhan virus remains as a mystery, and even today, the world doesn't know the actual truth.